ChatGPT 5, what is it all about? So there is a lot of hype. This week was very exciting for people like me in the AI bubble, but I guess also for users, because you probably, if you're using ChatGPT on a daily basis, you probably realize that suddenly everything has changed. So I started to dive in deeper to test it fully this week, and it was an amazing adventure because it changed every day since then. Like every day they changed something. They changed back and forth the models, the modes, and everything. So it was exciting. But I found a lot of things that I want to share with you. Also a ton of tips. It's really worth listening to that. At least I hope. At least if they don't change everything back again, then these tips will probably help you. So what I will cover, how is it different from the previous versions? Why are the answers so weird sometimes? If you notice that they are sometimes weird, at least I did, then you will get the answer partly at least to that here. How to prompt it properly, this is really, really important, and how to use its full potential, because yes, there is potential in some use cases. All right. Who am I for these who don't know me? There are people here who don't know me. So I will just shortly say I'm a generative AI trainer and consultant and founder of Palomas AI Academy, where you can learn everything about AI, all these fundamentals like prompting and the different capabilities of AI and everything that you need to know. So you can check it out. Also, you can ping me for promo codes if you want to sign up, because I have some promo codes lying around from a summer promotion. But enough of this. Oh, you can always you can always find me on LinkedIn. And if you have questions afterwards, if you have something to share afterwards, always ping me. I love that. I love talking about AI. So yeah, people who know me know that I can talk about it for hours. But now, rules for this meeting. The ones who joined my lunch and learned know them. This is the Learning Labrador. It's generated by Gamma. I love it. I use it sometimes for the rules. I don't know why. It just fits to tell the rules. There are not many rules. Just join anytime, ask questions anytime. I might miss a raised hand or something when I'm presenting and reading my notes. So you can just unmute yourselves and ask the question, or you can write it in the chat, or you can raise your hand, whatever. Feel free to eat your lunch, of course. Just mute yourself when you're chewing. And feedback is always welcome. Give me feedback, how you like that. If you are here from Meetup, also give me feedback there. That would be great. All right, but now let's get into this exciting topic. I hope I have enough time to go through all that I planned. How is ChatGPT 5 different from the previous versions? So from all of these 03, 4.0, and all of these versions that we had in there before, the legacy versions, now they're called. I summarized this in my observations, but also from sites from OpenAI, but all I checked it all from my perspective, so I will give a lot of my experience in here as well. So one default model is there now. There's ChatGPT 5 with modes. So the huge difference is we don't have now different models like we had before. We don't have now 4.0, 04 mini, 03, or whatever. We have one model with different modes of thinking and pro. We will go through that in a minute. So it's a bit different. And the moment it appeared, it was like this huge rollout. You saw only one model. Maybe you saw two. Maybe you saw GPT-5 and GPT thinking, I guess. So it was like, hey, where are all the models gone? And that's the idea also behind it. So you have an auto version that automatically decides which of these modes to use. That we will have a look at that in a minute. Context window, just shortly for the people who know what a context window is and who are interested in that and who have maybe heard, because I heard it, context window has vastly increased. And I was like, I don't think so. And I checked, and from what I found, it has not increased. So the fast mode, which is kind of like 4.0 before, is the same. And the thinking mode is even slightly smaller. And I already saw posts about it. People are complaining. Why is now the reasoning model has a smaller context? When is this important? When you deal with huge files, for example. You have a huge file and you want to talk about it a lot in one chat, then it gets difficult. You can hit the context window limit, which I did. with GPT-5, so I will also tell about that. Reasoning on demand. So this is new. When a task looks complex, GPT-5 can take extra thinking steps to produce a more careful answer. And it can even pivot. So it can start by answering you quickly, or maybe the other way. No, I think it can start by, for example, reasoning on a low level, but then realize, ooh, this is, I need more, I need to do more, and then pivot into deeper thinking, which is very interesting, and back. So you can, there is an option that you can even trigger. If it starts thinking deeply and it was an easy question and you don't want it, then you can stop it by hitting like, give me a quick answer. We'll have a look at that as well. Yeah, and you can force thinking mode when you need it by prompting. So proper prompting is also now very important. Has always been, but now more than ever, I guess. It delivers answers much more quickly on average. So you can realize it's really faster. The fast mode is like immediately. The thinking modes, other than the pro mode, it needs more time, like 16 minutes for one thing that I will show you. But in general, you notice it's really fast. So that is a cool thing. Greater accuracy and fewer mistakes, supposedly. I added this supposedly. I have no proof for that because I already had a fight with GPT-5. I will show you that. It gave me wrong answers. But as for the numbers, they are saying from the tests, it shows that the hallucination rate has gone down. Let's hope it's true. Now, these eyes always remind me to show, so that I stop speaking and show stuff, which is, of course, the exciting part. So let's start with that one. How it works now, model settings, quick answers. So a bit of that I already told you. Let's start a new chat. And the most important thing, the first thing that you might have noticed is these, what I said, all these models from before are gone. And you now have just one model with these modes. And if you just leave it on auto, like I think the default when you open a new chat like I did is auto, then it will choose for you. It will choose for you, but it means it will choose based on your prompt, right? So that is why the prompt is so important. And and then you have the fast. Fast is like instant answers like for all before, let's say, but better. It's really faster and apparently more intelligent. Thinking Mini is like before reasoning model, but fast. We had O3 Mini, O4 Mini, I guess, from the legacy models. Now we have Thinking Mini. It is really fast and it reasons through the problem. So that is when you would usually choose a reasoning model. If you know that, then you can choose Thinking Mini in the beginning if you need a quick answer. If you can wait, go for a walk, use Thinking, like the really longer thinking for better answers. And the Pro is the research grade intelligence, which made me already think, oh, okay, so you can research as well. Let's check that. And it takes really long. So was there a question? Małgosia? Małgosia, if you could mute yourself. If that was not a question for me, then please mute yourself. Okay. Do we have already questions for that? And do you have these modes with the free version? That's a good question. Let me check what we have. I have also, this is a team version. This is free. So in free, you have only GPT-5. Wow, okay. Optimize for speed. Interesting. I didn't know that. Yeah, so in free, you will have to really think what kind of prompt you write and what you put in the prompt. If you wanted to reason, if you need strategy advice, we will see this in a moment, then put in the prompt, think deep or think it through. We will have a look at that. Good question. And the legacy models is, I'm not sure if you cannot, maybe, let's have a look, because I wanted to show you also how to switch on the legacy models. Channel, no, they are not here. Yeah, so probably in the free version, you just have to use this auto mode. So really think through your prompts, learn proper prompting now. Now it's more important than ever. But let's have a look. You will get a lot of tips from me here today, how to prompt this new mode. Okay, I'm back into my team plan. Yeah, let me just check my notes. I think I just wanted to show you an example. So let's say a simple task, right? I give it a simple task, short bullet points. Okay, so for example, I wanted to carry out a quite simple task. Summarize this webinar transcript in 5 short bullet points. And I'll add a file, and it was example files, transcript from our powerful prompting workshop, which was amazing. It was public, so it's no internal data. I can share that here. And now summarize it in 5 short bullet points. What does it do? It reads the documents and it gives me the answer immediately. So it did not think anything, which is fine. I mean, I just want a simple summary. It was also a very simple prompt. So, but what is cool, and you can already realize, it really gave me 5 bullet points. It really understands how short I want it to be. And that is also a thing that has supposedly changed. And I think it's right. If you say short, it will really keep it short. And before it had issues with that. If you say detailed, it will go more into detail. So you can really, with your prompt, trigger the level of detail, and it will very well understand it because it has gotten very, very literal in understanding your prompts. But that can also be difficult. I will show that in a bit. Yeah, so that, and now if I have something more complex, please analyze it. Yeah, let's say this one, new chat. Let's say I have something more complex. I got this feedback after my Build Your Own AI Assistant workshop. A summary is attached. Please analyze it and then give me 5 ways, not A's, how to leverage it in my business development strategy. So here, I want strategy. I want analyze, you know, I would like it to really think deeper, right? So I will add here the feedback. And let's see what it does. I would like it I would choose a reasoning model for that. Reading the documents, fast answer. So I go through this, and I already tried it out before. It's very generic, which is because it chose the simple model. So what I would do, I would go back, which is also a cool tip. So when you realize you want to prompt it differently, any model, whatever you're prompting, you can go back and edit the message. You don't have to keep talking in the same chat and, hey, no, that's not what I want and whatever. You can go back and edit your first chat, and then it will just delete the whole conversation and give you a new answer, which is quite cool in this case. I don't want to use up the context window. And give me 5 ways to leverage it. Okay, think deeply before you answer. And we'll see what that will look like. Thinking longer for a better answer. And this is the pivot part. If you realize, oh no, I don't have time, get a quick answer, you can click that and it will like pivot back. And that is also new. But now it's thinking longer. It should take like, I don't know, 10 seconds or something. Let's give it some more time. Check in the meantime. Can't you use ChatGPT to optimize your prompts like the Munchausen principle, meaning pulling yourself out of the swamp on your ponytail? Yes, you can. And that is a great tip. Meta prompting. We will talk about that. I will summarize that. Well, I wanted it to think deeper, so now it's thinking deeper. Now, 48 seconds. Here's what I see in your feedback and how to use it to win more business. Quick read on the feedback, and then 5 ways to leverage turn quotes into social proof. To use short anonymous quotes, translate a few. Yeah, they were in German. Amazing workshop. Copy you can use. It already prepared some copies. Create a clear next step offer. Hands-on build lab. What they took. Yeah, because in the feedback there was one that it was not enough time. So it builds on that I can already, yeah, that I can build on that and offer a bigger workshop, which is of course good. Okay, I really like it. So yeah, this is something I can highly recommend, using ChatGPT 5 in general for strategy, especially if you hit it to think deeply. And yeah, we will talk about this a bit in the summary of the tips. All right, now let me get back here to check how it works. Quick answer: huge file analysis. No, this is something I won't even show because there's nothing to show. It's, yeah, I got two huge files from one of my clients, huge PDFs, 80 something pages, a lot of numbers, and it was scans, and the client wanted me to compare them. And I was, okay, ChatGPT 5, show me what you got. You're apparently so great now, PhD level, you can do it, right? Uploaded the huge files. It did not work. It got stuck all the time. Even when I did one file first and I wanted to extract the numbers, extract the information, I think what happened is it hit the context window because it hasn't become bigger. I tried the Pro, I tried thinking mode, different modes, and it couldn't even deal with one of these files because they were so huge and they were scans. It was a tricky thing. I will tell you, Claude also failed. And what I also tried was Gemini. Gemini didn't fail, and because of this context window, because Gemini has 1 million context windows. So it did not fail, but it gave me back the data in chunks. And they're like, now copy that. And I was like, no, you know what, guys, I'll just go to Notebook LM. So this is also my tip. Huge files, always Google's Notebook LM. And it did a great job. Of course, you have to check the numbers and everything. It's not a reasoning model. It's just a document processing model, I would say, or a tool for knowledge management. Definitely not ChatGPT 5. It's not for huge files. Yeah. Hormozy prompt with voice mode continuation. Yes, but. So that is what I definitely want to show you, because that is what really amazed me about this model, finally, because as you can see, for now, I was like, okay, it's like not easier now. ChatGPT 5 learnings. What do we have here? Yeah, business growth strategy. This got very long. As you can see, we chatted along, and I learned so much about this new model from that. So I will show you the beginning of the prompt. The whole prompt you don't have to read. It's just a ton of context about my business. It also has more context about my business in the personalization settings. So I didn't need to write everything here, but act as Alex Hormozy, the business development guru. He has a lot of content online. This is a practice that I did a lot back in the days, meaning a week ago, with the legacy models and every other models. And I also teach about it, give it a role, and it can be a role of a famous person that you admire and that you would like advice from. Of course, only if this famous person has a lot of content out there. And Alex Hormozy is all over the internet. So I said, yes, and I did it in the past many times. It works great. Act as Alex Hormozy. Research and analyze. And here I made a spelling mistake, which will be very significant because I wrote buy services and offers, but I meant my services and offers. Write me out a full strategy for the next 3 months for my business. So here I got it right, to grow, and blah, blah, a lot of context, my wishes, whatever. And the funny thing is that happened. First learnings also. So you see here that nothing came. It's because I stopped it, because it started thinking deeply. And there was a button, I cannot show it, and I don't know why it doesn't show. It was really interesting. But there was a button, show thinking or show details. If you see that, always click it. Always check what it's thinking. It's so amazing to see the process behind that. And I clicked the details, and then a side panel opened. I think it already changed. It doesn't work like that anymore. But a side panel opened, and I see, I will now find a business strategy for Alex Hormozy. And I'm like, what? It's not for him, it's for me. What are you doing? So I stopped it. You can just click the stop here, and then it will stop. And I explained, you are supposed to act as Alex Hormozy and give me, Dorota Mleczko, strategy advice like you would be him. And then it went off. 16 minutes, I said, okay, I'm going for a walk, which will be also important for the whole story. I went for a walk and after 16 minutes, I got a message. And this message was so funny, that just one beginning. Quick note up front, I can't impersonate Alex Hormozy, but I can give you straight shooting strategy built on his playbook. Offers, mass, distribution, proof, and speed. Let's go. Of course, that's what I meant. And all the legacy models always understood that I meant that. But this model is very literate. You have to be careful. You don't leave spelling mistakes in there. What I also tried, I took the same exact prompt and I put it in the legacy model 4.0, the simple one, which was the simplest legacy model. It did understand what I meant. It did go off immediately and come up with a strategy was maybe not that good, but it understood that I meant that this was a spelling mistake, right? And it understood that, and it was fine with impersonating Alex Hormozy. The new model is not fine with that. It will explain to you, I take everything very literate. I can't impersonate Alex Hormozy, but I will give you tips like I was him. So I was like, okay, character has even changed. And it is set in the developer instructions also. I went to try it. They were very complicated, but I tried to read the developer instructions for OpenAI for this model. And there was actually mentioned that we have to be very specific in the prompts and they cannot contradict. And I guess because with contradictions, GPT-5 cannot work. The legacy models worked it out. Was not always the way you probably thought, but they did something. This one cannot work with that. And I think this was a contradiction here because I said research and analyze by services and offers, which could still be his services, and then write me out a full strategy for my business work. So maybe this was a contradiction. It could not work with that. So it did something really weird, like coming up with a strategy for Alex Hormozy. Hello, Alex does not need any strategy. He is the guy that has the perfect strategy always. All right. That's not all. So I was walking, right? And I was like, this is probably great, but I cannot read it while walking. So I'll ask, wow, okay, voice mode. Let's try the voice mode now. I don't know if you have worked a lot with voice mode. So it's even not here now. That's interesting. Can I click it? No. But if you have ChatGPT app on your phone, you have this advanced voice mode. It's great when you're walking, when you're driving, when something, but up to now, before ChatGPT 5, it was not very intelligent. It was like the 4.0 blabbing that was fine for quick questions, like even the vision mode, like, hey, show me how to use these, I don't know, a microphone that I bought. How do I install it? And it found the answers on the web or something like that. Or just chatting about, I don't know, weather or something that I need quickly. But it was never that intelligent. And now all the modes are connected to voice mode. So it can discuss with me my strategy while I was walking from this chat. So the rest of this conversation happened actually while I was walking. And it was so interesting. I let it even write out first cold messages, even in different languages. I needed it in Polish. Then we came up with a whole strategy for the whole next 2 weeks while I had a walk. That's why I walked for 1 hour in the heat of nearly 40 degrees. I'm living in Italy, by the way, and we have a heat wave here. And I got sunburn and everything because I was so excited about this talk that I walked and walked. Anyway, yes, so that is the learning. It's amazing for strategy. What's more, you can now use the advanced voice mode also within your custom GPTs. So I thought, wow, I can go for a walk. You can have a drive while driving to work, while driving somewhere, while jogging. You can have a talk with your personal assistant. So I thought, okay, I think it's time. And my Sarah strategy that I always had in Claude, because Claude was the more intelligent one, Claude has built-in reasoning in all the models. So it was always, for me, the more intelligent model. I moved my Sarah strategy to ChatGPT, and for now it's going really well. She's using this Hormozy strategy, and we talk like every day, and she gives me tips on what to focus now and how to drive forward my strategy, my business, and that is amazing. Of course, I asked ChatGPT in this chat to turn this whole chat, everything that we agreed on, into instructions for strategy advisor. So we worked out the instructions together. You don't need to write it on your own. And now I'm testing it. And for now, I'm amazed. And I can go and talk to her, use her, oh, it's even here, the voice mode. That was not possible before, at least not that I remember. Now you can have the voice mode with really high level models, because even if you have the free, okay, in the free version, you cannot build custom GPTs. But even if you have the free version, there's in the back, you have this better thinking. So you cannot choose it, but you can drive it with your prompts. You can ask for deep thinking, deep reasoning, and it will use the better way. So use it for strategy. This is my takeaway from this. Of course, there were some other takeaways, like be very specific in your prompts, don't use contradiction, check for a spelling, and what else? You can switch back to the fast mode if you can. And I had all these learnings from this one chat, so I wanted to share all of this. So yes, amazing for strategy, amazing this voice mode, but be careful with your prompt. So you have to be very specific. That is the learning. Let me just present quickly. Yeah, so this but is this, you have to be very precise now. You have to talk to it like to someone who's very literate. You know this, you probably have such a person in your life. For me, it's my brother. He's very literate. And if I told him, act as Alex Hormozy, he would also say, Dorota, I cannot act. I cannot impersonate someone. But I can maybe check, read his books, and then give you tips like he would, like something like that. That's my brother. And I think this model is like that. It's very literate. Remember, tell me what changed prompt. PhD level intelligence, supposedly, because that's what Sam Altman said about ChatGPT 5 in general. It's like having a body that is PhD level intelligent, something. So I thought, okay, well, this strategy talk was amazing. So definitely, yes, you're very intelligent. But then I, for example, asked it, of course, to find out all the changes, because, for these webinars, of course, I use AI to prepare and I use AI to research. That's always the first step. So I thought, hey, if you're so cool now and you're this one, the pro, is research. This one doesn't support. Okay, I don't know what it means, but it's already an ongoing chat. But research grade intelligence, meaning you can also research. Okay, let's give you like a big task. Act as a ChatGPT 5 trainer, not a real person anymore, so it could impersonate it. For everyday non-technical users, research what the switch from legacy models, blah, 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 to ChatGPT 5 mean for their everyday use of ChatGPT. Gather all information. So research, right? This is already a workflow. It's a real AI workflow. Analyze them from an everyday user perspective. That's reasoning. And summarize, that's again a simple model, a language like 4.0 in the past, and here like the fast mode. Summarize the most important changes first, bullet list, then answer these questions. So I gave it a lot of tasks at once and I said, yeah, deal with it. You're supposed to be so intelligent. Show me what you got. Use simple, natural, everyday language. This is also something, when I mentioned these weird, that sometimes it answers in a weird way, it's all, because it's so literate, so it might take you in a very literate way, but B, also because it can talk in such a intelligent way that I don't understand it. That was my first prompting with it. I asked it about, I said, okay, you're so intelligent. I asked it how to fix a bug in my N8N content creation agent. It's a workflow that I'm building, and I had a very technical question, a JSON. So I pasted the JSON code and I said, hey, fix this for me. And it started talking to me in such technical language, which it never did, because it knows it has in the personalization instructions that I don't have technical background. Then I couldn't understand it. I was like, okay, you have gotten so intelligent that we cannot speak anymore. So you have to also you have to set in your prompts, in your personalization settings, you have to like control this, how it talks to you. Otherwise, it will, I think, switch to the level of complexity that it sees in the prompt itself. It saw JSON, so it started talking to me like to a software developer, which did not work. Okay, could you please upload the screen? Oh, that was super, because I always forget to attach, very often at least, forget to attach what I'm talking about, and it noticed it. That is very nice. I appreciate it. Could you please upload the screenshot you mentioned? Not all models do that. Some just go ahead and hallucinate something. So I uploaded the screenshot of the new models that are now, and I wanted it to explain it. Okay, now I will summarize a bit what happened here, because we got in a fight. It was because it kept telling me, it was quite good. Some of these things I will show you in the summary later, and you get a cheat sheet which includes some of this. It was not all like bad, but it kept saying unified model, speed and efficiency, okay, greater accuracy. Well, you just proved me otherwise, but well, much larger context memory. And I was like, I don't think so. I think you're hallucinating somehow. And of course, it started explaining it in a simple language, because I asked it to. ChatGPT can juggle up to 128 tokens for pro users, and that's not very much. Like Gemini has 1 million. So what happened here? So I started digging deeper, and I asked it to compare. Hey, I don't think that's true. Can you please dig deeper? And like, this is also a good thing to let it review their answer. Oh, God. Yeah, follow-up question. You're saying here that the context window has grown, but 128K is less than before or not? And it is much less than other models. And it's like, oh yeah, no, sorry. And it gave me again wrong numbers. Then what it did, I said, okay, now please review all the numbers. It reviewed all the numbers. It came back with fine numbers, good numbers, I guess, from what I could research as well. But then what I asked it to, I won't find it because the scrolling is probably not very good for your eyes. I asked it, okay, now please compare the legacy models, the context windows, to the new modes. Please compare. And what it did is not intelligent, because it compared, I won't even show this because it's stupid. It compared, for example, 4.0, so the simple legacy model, to ChatGPT 5 Pro, the best of the modes of ChatGPT 5 now. And it said, yeah, the context window has grown significantly. And I'm like, that's not valid. Why are you comparing this? Compare 4.0 to fast. And the other models like that. And then it did it. So I'm sorry, but if it's PhD level, why do I have to tell it how to compare its own, modes so that it makes sense? So for me, it did not make sense to compare a generic model with a super pro deep reasoning model, and to compare because I wanted a comparison how this has changed, right? And not a comparison. So I think I was clear, but maybe not clear enough. Maybe it's not its level of intelligence, but maybe it's my prompting. Now I think so. Maybe I should have been more clear about that. All right, so we had a fight. It's fine now. I now know the hallucinations are still there. At least you have to be very careful. Check the numbers. Yeah. PhD level intelligence. Let me just check if I have something here more. Show. Okay, I think I showed all of that. Now, do I show this first? I will show you I will give you a cheat sheet in the end, let's say. We'll go through that as well. But start with my personal takeaways. Be very specific in your prompts. No contradiction. So that is definitely very important now. Watch it reason to learn how it works. If you get this detail button, click it always and see what's happening. It's really interesting. And sometimes you can see that it's going the wrong way. To get correct answers, tell it to keep going. That's something I will talk about in a bit in the cheat sheet. That is also interesting. Proper prompting is more important than ever. That's really, really really the case now. Use it for multi-step strategic challenges. So yes, that is definitely the way to go. For me, the game changer with ChatGPT 5, I will not use it for everyday tasks. For that, I have Plot. But, and for writing also, I checked a bit. It's better with writing now with content creation, but still Claude is better. But this multi-step strategic planning with voice mode, even while you're driving, while you're running, this is amazing. And that is what is the game changer for me. Share cheat sheet. Yes, that's exactly. I have a gift for you. Where is it? I hope it's here. I hope I'll find it quickly. Yes. And we'll go through that as well quickly. Not much time, but I'll start by sharing. No, anyone can have it. Okay, I'll post the link in the chat, and you'll probably be able just to fetch it. And that is tips summarized from the instructions from OpenAI, but always things that I tried out and I rewrote them many times because they were so complicated. So adjust reasoning effort for speed or thoroughness. GPT-5 lets you control how deeply it thinks. So that is what we already talked about. Here you get even better tips because you can say, for example, use lower reasoning effort. And with this, I don't know how we call it, with this underscore. So maybe this works even better. I use think deeper, but because I couldn't remember that. But maybe you could use these levels. Use higher reasoning effort, use lower reasoning effort. You can try that out, or different even levels. It has more levels. It's not high and low. It has apparently many levels. My take, it also works with think deeper or think very, very hard. Yeah. Control how eager the model is to explore. That is something that we did not cover, but keep going until the, oh, I did that. I did that when it told me these weird numbers for the context windows. And I said, okay, maybe it's this case. So if you want direct answers without wandering off, ask the model to act fast. Please stop exploring once you can answer. But I didn't want that. I wanted it to give it more freedom to dig deeper. You can ask it to keep going until the problem is solved. And that's what I did with these numbers. And I wrote, keep going until the problem is fully solved, meaning until you are 98% certain that your answers about the context windows are correct. And then it finally gave me the correct, I guess, from my research, they are correct numbers. So this is really interesting. You have to control it so that it doesn't pick the first answer it finds, because of course the first one was OpenAI. We have a huge window now, but you don't. So yeah, it didn't go deeper. So I wanted it to go deeper, and this works. Ask for clear tool preambles. Weird word for me, but what it actually means is that you can tell ChatGPT to tell you what it's doing step by step. So once you write the prompt, and this is something I should have done with my strategy, right? With my Hormozy prompt. First, rephrase my goal, then walk me through your plan before answering. And that is a good tip so that it doesn't wander off in the wrong direction because it's so literate. So this is worked also with legacy models, but I think it's a very good tip for GPT-5 models. Ask it if it understood you, right? And then it should go off and do the task. Use the new verbosity control. I touched upon this a bit. So give a short summary, give a detailed answer. It works well with that. That has improved. Watch for conflicting instructions. Like I said, be clearer than ever. It takes everything very literate. Try thinking mini for faster answers with some context. That's a mode that's quicker than usual, but still smart enough. And here's a tip. It helps to ask it to give a short explanation of its reasoning, give progress updates while working, plan things upfront clearly so it doesn't stop too soon. Didn't try that out, but sounds like it refers to all of the things that we discussed before. So short explanation so that to check if it really understood us, plan things up front clearly, and so it doesn't stop too soon, so that it keep going, this keep going part, right? So I think this makes sense. And then the last one that I picked, there are more, but they are very complicated. And some of them I think are more for developers. Use GPT-5 to improve your own prompts, meta prompting. Someone mentioned that here, right? Alexander, is that what you meant? Can't use GPT-5 to optimize. Yeah, exactly. So that has always been the case. I have also a cool meta prompt that I can maybe share with you. But in general, yes, you can definitely use ChatGPT-5 to tweak the prompt. So here's my prompt, here's what I wanted, but I didn't get it. What small changes can make it better? A simple one, but it has always worked. And now it's maybe more important than ever because your prompting techniques are more important than ever. And honestly, I guess that is all. Just check. I think yes. So we're through this one. I hope I shared everything. Okay. Now, time for questions. If you still have time, if you have already chewed up everything, then I think I stop sharing. We can see each other better. Helpful sheet, yes. Amazing. Thanks, Olivia. Thanks, Nancy. So have you already tried GPT-5, and did you even like feel that this is a huge change, or how was it for you? How was your first time? Anyone wants to share? You can just, you can just talk.
I tried it without, paying too much attention to the new model. So, I mean, I noticed when I opened the interface that it was a new model, and I was like, and so what? What's different now? So I just used it again the way I used to use it, and I would say I wasn't really paying attention to what might be new. So this is super helpful, this session, to really pay attention to that. So thank you very much for that.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Okay, so if you didn't notice, that's actually good. That means that it shows in the background, probably it used the auto mode, and then it shows right things. Their prompts were probably good. So that's, if you don't realize even that it has changed, then that is a good sign, because for many people it was confusing. Okay, haven't tried it yet. Thanks a lot, I will try. Okay, yeah, Linhard, you too. Enjoy your weekend. I thank you also all for coming. May have struggled to fully understand. Okay. Okay, Leo, sorry. Yeah, maybe I was fast. I had so much to share, so I'm speaking maybe too fast. Yeah, Domingo, thank you as well for coming. I know I canceled the lunch and learn at your company because of this, but I hope this was also helpful. All right. Yeah, thank you very much. And I guess that's all. If you don't have other questions, if you think of something later, thanks, Jan. If you think of something later, you can, as I said, you can always ping me through LinkedIn. I'm always happy to help and to discuss, because it's I like to share.
Are you doing these lunch and learn sessions on a regular basis?
Actually, lunch and learn is something that I do for one of my clients. So I haven't done a public lunch and learn yet, but I think, do you think it would make sense to make it more regularly?
Yeah, it was a very nice, quick overview, and it was exciting. Like, it was a good lunch break.
Okay,
very
good.
interesting.
That's good.
Yeah,
it's good to know, because what I publicly did so far was mainly workshops, and I found that not many people came to them. Mostly my community members from my Palomas AI Academy, but not many people from outside. So I thought, okay, I'll try another format as well. So maybe people don't want to, because workshops are very engaging. You have to actually build stuff, and it's good because you learn quick, but you also have to have the time. You have to join for 1.5 hours. So I thought, okay, maybe this format will be more, more casual, and you can just go ahead, eat, for example. The video, okay, I will send you the video. Why not? If you registered through Meetup, I have all your emails because you had to register through Zoom. So I will share a link to the video. I'm glad you think it was helpful.
Well, thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot for coming. All right. Okay, now I'll go and eat my lunch. So thank you all for being here, and keep following. I guess you can join the Meetup group, and I will, because I will start using it a lot. I will just put in everything that we do there, so you can check it there. Hope to see you around, and maybe some of you could sign up. Like to sign up to Paloma's AI Academy. Check it out. It's really everything that you need to learn. I share all my knowledge there. Here I share a lot, but all my knowledge and heart is in the academy. Some of my members are here, so. All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thank you. Have
Thank
a
you.
good
Bye.
Have a great weekend.
afternoon. Bye. Thanks, Once. You too.